What if I told you there are people who just hate people? Not the type of hate that leads to violence or danger. No, that's a different story. And we all know that's wrong. But what about the people who just can't stand crowds, or avoid social events, or simply prefer the company of their pets or a few close friends? You know, the ones who genuinely want peace and quiet and don't want to hurt anyone. They just want to be left alone. So, why do some people feel this way? Why do they actively avoid interactions, avoid people in general? It's not about being antisocial or unfriendly. It's deeper than that. There's a real psychological reason behind it, and it's more common than you think. And maybe, just maybe, you'll recognize yourself in one of these three types we will discover. Stick around, because this is going to be a journey into the mind of people who seem to hate the world around them. Let's start with the first type, the betrayed soul. These are the people who hate people because, well, they've been hurt by them in the past. Maybe it was a betrayal, an abandonment, or an unhealed wound left by someone they trusted deeply. It could have been a close friend, a partner, or even a family member who turned their back on them when they needed them the most. For these individuals, the pain they've experienced at the hands of others doesn't just disappear. It stays with them, festering like an untreated wound. Every time they think about trusting someone again, that wound reopens and the hurt resurfaces. Over time, the mind begins to form a general belief. People always let me down. They hurt me. They disappoint me. So why should I ever open myself up to them again? The more they encounter betrayal, whether big or small, the more their trust in others erodes. And as they distance themselves, they start to believe that everyone at some point will disappoint them the same way. They become cynical, not because they're cruel, but because they've been shown over and over again that people are untrustworthy. This is where their relationship with animals comes into play. Pets, unlike people, don't betray. They don't judge. They don't hold grudges. For the betrayed soul, the companionship of a loyal pet provides the unconditional love they crave without the risk of emotional pain. It's safe and it's peaceful. And so, they turn to animals for solace, and the distance from humans becomes more pronounced. The second type is the peace seeker. These are the people who don't hate others in the violent or malicious sense. They simply long for solitude. But here's the catch. When they choose solitude, they often face judgment. People start whispering, gossiping about them. Why don't you want to join the group? Do you think you are different from us? It's not that they dislike people. It's that they dislike the emotional noise and the negativity that often comes with it. What they need is calm. But instead, they get labeled as difficult, complex, or antisocial. The more they retreat, the more others criticize them, and the more they're criticized, the more they withdraw. Over time, this constant tension between their desire for peace and the world's misunderstanding of their need for solitude can make them start resenting people, not because they truly hate them, but because people refuse to accept them for who they are. The peace seeker doesn't want to be alone to hurt others. They want to be alone to protect their mental and emotional well-being. And yet, the more they try to protect themselves, the more they feel the weight of society's judgment. The more they retreat, the more the world pushes back. Finally, the last one. This type has built a deep hatred toward humanity. They are frustrated, cynical, and often blame others for life's unfairness. Repeated betrayal, humiliation, or failure fuels their anger. Psychologically, it comes from unresolved rage and resentment. They exaggerate people's flaws, see selfishness and cruelty everywhere, and actively avoid social bonds. Unlike other types, they don't just seek peace. They genuinely despise the behaviors they see in humanity. So there you have it. Three types of people who seem to hate others, each with their own unique struggles and reasons behind their feelings. It's not always about being malicious. It's about protecting themselves or dealing with emotional pain. The world can be complicated, and so are the reasons we act the way we do. Now, if you've ever found yourself hating people, which type do you think you relate to? Or maybe you have a completely different reason. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you don't feel that way, What's your take on those who do? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments below. If this made you think different, hit subscribe. We go deeper every day. Don't forget to like the video. It helps more people find messages like this. And if you want to connect with people who think like you, join our Discord community. The link's in the description. Reverse Hub isn't just a channel. It's a mindset.